Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, before we go to tax promise for today, let's quickly do the work back on payroll from net to gross. From net to gross. So open a new clean sheet of your Excel sheet, a plain one. So because we have worked on this schedule before, I'm going to delete everything from beginning to the end. I will delete all that. I want to leave only the first one that we have done so that to make our work easier. So I want to do another one here. Let's assume this name is James. Mute your mic, please. Caroline, mute your mic. So let's assume the name of this person is James. Let's assume that my gross salary is 2 million. Let's say my gross salary is 2 million. I believe we are all doing the same thing. So if my gross salary is 2 million, there's a formula on this already. It means our basic will be 25% of this, right? Then transport will be 70% of what? Of basic. And then housing will be 30% of this. Don't forget that what we have shared so far, let's change this one to 50%. So the 50% is 400. But that 400 is not divided into another two. Transports and housing. Then we have non-pensionable. It depends if you want to go this way. It's not a standard, but this is another format. We use about 3 formats when we're doing our payroll. So this is another 50% on the basic salary, which is fine. Our voluntary, let's assume there's no voluntary contribution here. Voluntary contribution is not available. Our pension would be addition of basic, transport, and what? And housing multiplied by 8%. So our pension is 64,000. Then we want to do our tax. There's a formula on this already for tax. So once you put that on it, it will calculate all your tax for you straight away. So here now, let's calculate our relief. Let's calculate our relief. Let's calculate our relief. Just hold on. Still rolling. We want to calculate for our relief so that we can get our accurate tax. Then after tax, we will deduct all the necessary deductions. So let me create additional space. I believe that's not a problem. We all know what we are doing. So for this, we have new gross, as usual. New gross. The new gross will now be what? Will now be the normal gross minus pension. That gives us 736. So minus pension is what we have now. But because I have to do my tax, and my tax has to be per annum, I'm going to say this new gross multiply by what? Multiply by 12 to still give me the same thing. So it means this new gross you see here is per annum. The next thing to calculate is my what? Is my consolidated relief fund. 200 or 1% on the gross, Abi, on the new gross, or 20%. So I can say, I mean, plus 20%. So I will say consolidated relief, RF, is going to be 200 equals to 200,000. 1, 2, 3. Then plus, because 200,000 is always bigger than 1%, but not always. So you are free to check for you to be sure if it is actually bigger or not. If it is bigger or not. But in this case, 200 will surely be bigger than 1%. We've done that one before, so it should not be a problem. So we're going to have 200,000 plus, open brackets, 20%, 20% multiplied by what? 20% multiplied by, is it the new gross or the old gross? It's going to be on the new gross. It's going to be on the new gross. So I will say 20% multiplied by the new gross. The new gross is the one of 12 months now. So which is going to be what? Close the brackets. Close the brackets. You can't see it? But we've done this before anyway. Let me just try to. Okay, so multiply by the new gross and you press enter. Do you get it now? 200,000 plus 20% multiplied by the new gross. So once you click enter, that will give you your relief. So your relief is 1.9 for the year. Relief has to be per year this way. Then after that, the next thing to do is our taxable what? Taxable income. I'm going to share the stuff with you. But the percentage here, the percentage of housing allowance is this. 30% on the basic. This is just, it's not a standard though. Depends on how the organization wants to do their own, how to spread their own gross. Do you understand now? So our taxable income will now be what? Will now be the new gross minus what? Minus relief. So what is taxable here is how much? Is 6,865. So on this is where you are going to put your tax computation. Your tax computation will just be, instead of this, to be clicking on the voluntary contribution, which is OF. Everything here is OF. Everything here is OF, OF, 07, 07. Everything will be changed from 07 to what? To R7. So I'm going to be changing all this to R7. R7. Next one will also be R7. Anywhere you see 07, we change to R7. Just to work with the formula to make our life easier. In case you are preparing for staff
No, sir,
more than
I don't have this template you're working on.
So you change it to R. You change it to
Sir.
R. You can see as I'm changing it to R, it's also leaving that particular, connecting it to where it's supposed to be. Because that portion is where you can see the taxable income. So change everything to what? To R. Once you change everything to R, like this, all you just have to is to get these templates. It's the same template you have been using since we started this training. And I've shared the templates more than 5 times on the platform. You will see that all the links now are now on what? On taxable income. No longer on what? On voluntary contribution. So all I just have to do is to press what? Is to press enter. It has been able to calculate my tax for me. My tax is what? Is 1.4. But that tax you are seeing is tax for the what? For the year. That is tax for the year. That is tax for the year. So if this is tax for the year, I can create another space here to say if this is tax per year. Okay, it has been written there already. So let's just say tax per year. Then we can have the same thing as what? As tax per month. Tax per month. So for us to get tax per month, it means we are going to say this divided by what? By 12. It means the person that is collecting 800,000 per month will be paying tax how much? Will be paying 119 as a tax per month. So what will now be? Let's remove all these deductions. Let's remove all these deductions. Let's remove all these other deductions. Or let's leave this one alone. It means this person that is collecting this, the total deduction will be how much? The total deduction will not include this yearly deduction. It will not include the yearly deduction, which is X7. I will remove the X7. X7 is not supposed to be part of the deduction. So we have N7. The N7 here is the pension. Okay? Plus T7. T7 supposed to be part of deduction as well. T7. The T7 is supposed to be part of deduction up to this point. From new gross to consolidated relief to taxable income, they are not part of the deduction. They're supposed to be added together. So all our deduction is how much? Is 187. And I think it makes sense. It means our tax, which is, let's confirm it here, this amount plus these other deductions plus our pension. Our pension is how much? Our pension is 64,000. When you say enter, that will give us the total deduction we have. Because that is all the deduction we have there. Are we getting that gist now? So these are the deduction we have. So if this is the deduction, our net pay will now be the gross the person is collecting per month, which is 800 minus what? Minus all the total deduction, which is 187. 187. By the time you jump it together, it means the person that is having gross salary of how much? Of 800,000. We go on with 612 as a net pay. Are we good to go now? This one is just there for our calculation. It won't have any effect, but we need it to arrive at our what? At our tax. This one is also not needed because it's also part of our tax per year. But we need to recognize our tax per what? Per month. So everything has been linked together now. If I change that 800, if I change this 800, I don't even need to do another one here. Let me remove this. If I change this 800 to 542,000, you will see that everything changed automatically because everything has been linked together. The person that is collecting for 542,000 will go on with what? With 421,000 as a normal what? As a normal net pay. Let me see our gross, our consolidated relief fund. This our consolidated relief fund here is talking about P7. Where is our P7? This is our P7, is correct. So let's assume the person is collecting 1 million per month as a gross. You can see that everything will change automatically. And the person will go on with what? With 761,000. Are we getting that now? That is simple if you have gross. But what happens if there is no gross? And in the letter, they are not giving you nets, that your net salary is so amount and not in gross. We now need to work back. But when you want to work back, you must make sure you have done the first one. Everything is linked together like this. If everything is not linked together, it will be difficult for you to get the accurate answer. Do you understand now? So now let's start with this. What we have there is 1 million naira, Abi. What we have there is 1 million naira. So let's put this amount. How much is the net here? The net here is how much? Is 7. Let me paste it somewhere here. Is 7. This one is left for us. Sorry. Okay. So this one is just for us to check. This is our check. This figure you are seeing here is there for us to know if you are collecting 1 million naira, how much will be your net pay? Your net pay will be this amount, right? Yes or no? So if you are collecting 1 million naira as a gross, your net pay will be what? Will be 1 million naira. I mean, your gross pay will be 1 million naira. If your net pay is what? 761. Now, let's change this one to 800 again. $800. For the 800, your net pay will be how much? Your net pay will be 612 or 612. Are we together? Okay, fine. If that be the case, I now want to move, I want to walk back from net to what? To gross. I want to assume that I don't know my gross, but I know my net. The rule number one, when you are walking back from net to gross, is that your net pay will be in formula. But you must go back to your gross and make sure that your gross is not having any formula. Though all figures are linked to it, you can see all these figures are linked to it. But make sure that the gross itself is not having what? Is not having formula. If that is being achieved, you will come back to this net pay. You will say, click on data at the top here. Once you click on data, you will see what if analysis. What if analysis. Once you click on what if analysis, you will click on what? Go seek. Once you click on go seek, you will see that it's already rolling here. There are 3 lines here. The first line has already picked the net pay. Are we getting that now? The first line has already picked the net pay. I hope we are recording this class. Let me check again. Okay, we're recording. So,
thank you, God. Please be God.
So let me quickly do that again. I will click on what if analysis and go seek. Can you see now? You will see that the first one has been picked already for net pay. The second line is the value. You will click on the second line, which is the value. That is the gross you want to achieve. I mean, the net pay you want to achieve. You understand now? We know we don't know our gross, but we know our net pay. The net pay to gross we want to achieve. Don't forget, let's assume our net pay is 500,000. If our net pay is 500,000, then you click on the third one. The third one says, fine, go to where you want this 500,000. We want us to calculate our gross. The net pay now is our 500,000. What will now be the gross for you to arrive at 500,000? You will now click on the gross salary as the third one. You can see that we have 3 steps there. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Once you are done with that, just click on that and click OK. Once you click on OK, it means for me to get 500,000, you see that 500,000 will be the net pay here. 500 is what? Is the net pay here. For me to get net pay as 500,000, my gross salary will be what? Will be 648,126. And you will see that your basic salary was changed, your transport was changed, your housing was changed, everything here was changed, including your pension. Our pension before was 64,000, but now pension for this will be 51,000. Your tax also was changed. Our tax initially was 119, if you still remember, for 800,000, but now the tax is now what? 93,000. The same thing happened to this piece. Now, let's say I want to achieve what? 761 as my net pay. If I want to achieve, if in your letter now, they say your net pay is what? Is 761,000. What do you think would be your gross? Your gross should be what? 1 million naira. Don't forget. That's why I put that figure there. You understand? But we don't know if it is 1 million naira, and I want to calculate it ourselves. I will now come back. I will say, okay, I want to achieve this particular for this. I will go to data. I will click on what if analysis. I will click on go seek. This one has already been picked as my net pay. Yes or no? What do you think I'm going to put here as to value? No, it's the net you are going to put here. Because it's only the net you know. Gross is unknown. Do you understand now? So here I will type my net 761,568.33. That is my net. Eh? Okay, so I will click on the third one now. So from this third one, where is the next place to click? I will now go to the gross, because what I want to get is what? Is the gross. But make sure the gross is not having any formulas. Then I will click OK. What figure are we expecting under the gross salary? We want to see 1 million naira because we have calculated it before. We will now click OK. Once you click OK, what do you see there? It's 1 million naira. It will take you back from net pay back to what? To the gross salary. And that is what I just want to explain within short period. Any question? Are we all good to go with that? I'm with you. Want to ask
Hello,
question?
sir. I don't have this template you are using to teach now.
Eh?
The template, I don't have it.
Why don't you have it? It's on the platform. I've been sending it over and over. If you don't have it, I will still send it again after the class.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any other question? Wanted to say something? Huh?
Hello, sir.
Okay, yes, I'm with you.
I can't see that go sick on my laptop.
Click on that data. Click on that data. On that data, you will see what if analysis. Under what if analysis, you will click on the drop down, you will see go sick by the side.
Okay, sir. I've seen it. I've seen it, sir. Thank you, sir.
What if? We are all good to go. You can practice it on your own. It's simple to understand. So now, that is the end for the aspect I want us to understand.